Menahot Daf Yod, continuing from Tet Amud Bet, 9 lines from the bottom. Kamas b'small, we said if you did it the left hand, it's pasul. We're not going to have this. V'amar b'ziram b'makrab. V'yakrev et ha-menha v'malek kapo. Mimena. He brought the menha and he filled his palm. Kaf ze I don't know which palm. It's left to right. Kishumer when pasuk then says v'lakach havayim miloga shaman v'yatzak al-kaf ha-kohen ha-smalit. Then mentions a different part that they go in the left hand. Kans means that must be left. And therefore, therefore in general mentions palm, Eli must be right. The Gemara says, one second. Maybe that pasuk teaching you that you need it for the left hand, but it doesn't mean that the other one's not left. Gemara says, Smalit achrinaktit, and another time mentions left, so must be any other time means right. Okay, but if two limitations, usually that includes. Meaning, anytime it says left, now it should mean left. Anytime it says palm, it should mean left. The Gemara says, no, Smalit achrinaktit is a third time where it's written left. Therefore, it's teaching you that if it does not say left, it must be right. The Gemara says, one second, the opposite. Just like over there is left, so too anywhere is left. The Gemara says, no. TV mentions left 4 times. Today by Ashir 2 times in the Pasukim about the poor Mitzvah, 2 by the wealthy Mitzvah, and therefore, if it does not mention left, and just says palm, it means right. Lamali. Why need the pasuk to mention by the Mesorah's right hand, right toe? Just say it once. Whereas he must teaching you that the one time teaching you that the sides of the thumb and toe are also okay to put the oil, not just the top. Not completely on the bottom of the toe and thumb. That does not work. Because al dam ha'asham, blood ha'asham, al makom dam ha'asham, on the place of the hasham. Why mention twice ma'atu? Hanitzvichim bizuim. The eater al dam ha'asham mentioned on the blood. Havamina at the end. Only if it's on the thumb or toe, you can put blood, the oil. But if it wipes up, then you can't put the oil. If you put the place, that even the oil can be placed, even if the blood is not there. The mentioned in place, only if it was cleaned. The blood of is there blood still there? Maybe you think it would be considered separation. Therefore, even on top of the blood's okay. You can put oil. Says, if you already see that it written oil on the blood of the Hashem and the place of the Hashem, right by the blood, which means right thumb and toe. Why need extra by the wealthy and poor? I'm mentioning right. Why mentioning right at all? Tomorrow says hand to hand from the pasuk of Kmitza, and the Gzer Shava foot from the Halitza, woman. Also, ear from the servant who gets his ear pierced must be all right. The Gemara says, okay, Smalit lie. If that's the case, why do you need to teach me left? By other cases, just don't write anything. The Gemara says, Marav Shisha Beredevs Idi, Lifso Yamin de Kohen Misurah. Teaching you that the right hand regarding to Misurah does not work. Okay, the Shlutamai, because you would have thought, Umab Makom Shlan Tabal, small Yamin. In a case where the left is not included, the right is included. Meaning, sometimes you could do the right hand and not the left. In a case where you can use the left, maybe you could use the right. Therefore, left is teaching you that it's not working. Why would you need the other 2 pasukim of left to teach you anything? The Gemara says, "Look at that, it's fine, Bresa." If you have a hidush in the Torah and it's repeated again, it must be teaching you the same hidush, nothing learned, and therefore, even though there's 2 extra words of that left, it's not teaching you anything. Okay. Anywhere in the pasuk where it says finger and kohen, we had this in Masechet Zrachim, PTSD. And when he says finger and kohen in the same pasuk, it's referring to right hand. It sounds like right now they were thinking that it hasn't mentioned both finger and kohen. The regarding Kmitzah, only mentions Kohen, does not mention finger at all. Utam says Kamas with small basul. Why? Where it says no, because either the word Kohen or the word finger means right. Okay. Marle says 1 second. With Allah bringing limbs of the Quran to the ramp. Tefsibu Kuna mentions Kuna. Titi, Vehekriva Kohen HaMizbeach. Kohen shall bring everything to the Mizbeach. And the rabbi said, is bringing the limbs of the Olah to the Mizbeach ramp. Utanam says, mean Mismal, but with Aura Lachutz. The first Kohen carries the right back leg of the animal in his left hand. and the right front and the height of the animal of the height facing outward must be that you need the left hand, even though mentioned kahuna. Gemara says no. Only time where it says finger or kahuna, teacher, you mean right hand only, is if it's essential korbanot for the kapara, meaning it's essential for the korban. However, this avodah is not bringing the limbs to the back, it's not me'akev, and therefore the word kahuna does not teach you right hand. Barai kabbalah, one second, we're receiving the blood. Davar ma'achil kaparahu, which is required for the getting kapara. Oktiv ba kuna mentions kuna. Tativ ekriv bnei Aaron hakonim et adam zuk lev adam. Utam Mishnah says kibel b'smo pasa. Vidish mon achshir. Yushin is the kasher. Versus Rabbi Shimon. Come back to me. Any question from Rabbi Shimon? Rabbi Shimon tarti ba'ir. Rabbi Shimon says you need finger and kuna. That's why it only says one over here. It doesn't mean anything. Mar says Rabbi Shimon tarti. Rabbi Shimon need both. But however, it says Rabbi Shimon America. Anywhere it says hand. Ena means right. Etzba means his finger. Ena means right. Saying that you don't need both. The Gemara says Etzba lo ba'ari kuna. When it mentions finger, he doesn't need the word kuna. Kuna by Etzba, but if it mentions kuna, you do need the word finger. Ela kohen means why I need kohen in the first place by the blood. The Gemara says Beki huno means he has to be as a kohen, meaning only wearing the kohen clothing. Okay, but Harazika looks better like kuna, but the work by throwing the blood on the beach only mentions the word kuna without the word finger. Utnan zarak bisma pasul. Over there it says if you throw the blood to the left hand pasul, when Rishmon doesn't say it's kasher. Where it says Marbeh Pelig rightly argues in the Braita with and according to his own reasoning, Tanabra says Kil Basma Pasul, Rabbi Shimon Machshir, Zarak Basma Pasul, Rabbi Shimon Machshir. So we see Hachmim need either kahuna or finger. The Gemara says Ve'lahad Marava says Yagar Tisa Exersha the word hand from Kmitza Lamli Bani Exersha Mikuna Nafka we learn this word from kahuna teach you right hand. The Gemara says Had Komets one pasuk is teaching you for the act of Kmitza must be the right hand. The had the kedusha comments, another one teaching you that the kedusha you already placed in the comments into the vessel must be done with the right hand. Okay, the Rishimon lo ba'ai kedush comments. According to Rishimon, that you don't need the kedusha of the comments being done. Umanda marnami ba'ai kedush comments the Rishimon, even according to me, says the Rishimon does well require it. Ubismal achshim actually says that you can do it with the left hand. Yad the Rava, why does it need zer shava? The word yad according to Rava. You don't need to teach me the right hand needed because he doesn't need it at all. The word says either the teaching the kmitah as the right hand. I'll do the Rishimon after you learn a different bright. I'm not a Why the Rishimon reason that you need a vessel for the komet? The word says Makra Kolik Hashem he kahatat ka'ashem. Ba'al avda biyad. Therefore, the Kohen is doing the service of the minhab with his hand. Avda biyamin kahata is the right hand like a hatat. Ba'al avda b'cleavage in the vessel. Avda b'smol ka'ashem you do left hand with the vessel like in a korban Hashem. So we see minha is like a hatat, and by kmitza, and by the vessel it can be left hand. So what do you need Ravas for? The Gemara says lo netzich kometz the minha hotel. Zer shafat needed for the minha comments of a sinner's minha. Suddenly, Menachem would have thought, well, we said Rishmon earlier in the beginning of Sachet that we don't want to do extra stuff. We don't want to do like oil or lavana because we don't want it to be beautiful. Therefore, maybe if he does it with his left hand, it should still be kosher. Therefore, Zereshvat teaches you that it's pasuk. Next part of the Mishnah. Kamatz va'ala b'yadot tzror gargel elach. He said the dik mitzah, and then he came with a pebble or a piece of salt, or a okrat levana, or a piece of levana, pasul. I need all these cases, pebble, salt, and levana. Whereas tzvicha, you need it. You know why? That's what we mentioned, pebble. You would think it's pasul, because pebble is not eligible for the korban. A salt, which is part of the korban, that's why I mentioned pasul. I mentioned salt as pasul, because it's not part of the minhah from the beginning, it's added afterward. Regarding the that's part of the minhah from the beginning, therefore it's kosher. Therefore, Mishnah says all three cases are pasul. Why the comments that has something foreign objects is pasul? Because anything extra or missing is pasul. My area why mentioned specifically because extra missing. Typically, maybe because something is separating it. There are foreign objects inside it. It's considered separation. Or it says not necessarily. Because I'm you talk about cases even with the item on the side without separating anything, even in that case it's considered pasul because it's considered extra to the korban. Okay. How do we do kmitza? He says, inch like people scooping with their hand, all their fingers. Anyway, I have a question. Zuzeret, the smallest finger, I think is zeret. Zu kmitza, the ring finger is kmitza. The middle finger is the ama. Zu etzba, the pointed finger is the etzba, and zu the thumb is called the thumb. So if the ring finger is called kmitza, you can't tell me it's all the fingers. You can't tell me it includes the pinky. Ella, the Gemara says, no, Ella la Hashavot. It must be that Rabban means as follows. Ella la Hashavot, teaching you that Rabban means the little finger is used to level it out, meaning even though you're scooping with other fingers, like we'll see tomorrow, the pinky is used to clear out any extras. Men, men.